Hey, what's going on YouTube? Marine X back at it again. Clean your junk drawer, you freak. Okay, I'm just kidding. But I will say this, my wife gets on me all the time about the kitchen junk drawer. Anywhere else, you may randomly have a junk drawer. Some people keep it in like pantries or dining rooms or a living room or whatever. When it's time to find something that you need, why have this absolutely chaotic junk drawer? So in this video, I'm going to show you how I took my junk drawer from looking like what you see now on the screen to looking like this. And I'm really proud of it, mainly because it was a lot of chaos. I'm going to briefly just go over the items in there. I mainly want to focus on the EDC pouch that stays in the junk drawer that my wife can use at any moment. I can use it at any moment. So first off, let's just talk about generally what's in that junk drawer. So what you're seeing now is what stays in that drawer at all times. So now it's way more functional, easier to use, and now I don't have to worry about absolute chaos in the drawer. Now I'm going to put some chapter markers down below if you want to skip to the part that you're most interested in. First, let's just start off with the big monster over here, which is my battery compartment. Now the battery compartment is just some random compartment that I picked up on Amazon, but I needed it because I use a lot of EDC flashlights. I'm also the type of dad that likes to go into my kids' play area and I inspect their freaking toys. We didn't spend all this money on toys and all this other stuff for you to just let them wither away in some random toy box. So I keep an army of batteries in here. Let's just start with the top area. So this little section area here is just like a little mesh zip pouch that they can include. So I keep excess batteries here. And then if I ever decide to relabel the outside of this thing, I can. Right now, this thing is literally labeled batteries. I don't put the number that's in here. I don't think that's needed. You can, if you see fit, you can put the number of items that you have on here and all that good stuff. If you're wondering, like, will this work in your battery compartment? Let's just measure the outside real quickly. Let's call it 9.5 inches by 13.5 inches. Completely full, it's about 2.5 inches. So if you're trying to figure out, can you fit this in your drawer? Those are some general dimensions for you. It has a slot for plenty of batteries. We move on to that part here. So I keep all the 9 volts, AAAs. We got D's and C's, and then tons and tons of AA's, which are the most widely used. And this kit gives you a battery tester, which generally works pretty good. So you just kind of take this thing here and you put the negative side here. You push it up there and it tells you if a battery is good or not. So I like to have that because some of these usually stay in here for quite a while. But now my daughter is kind of having a good understanding. She likes to keep her equipment nice and working. So she will go get the battery thing and use that all the time. So I keep a ouchie boo boo med kit, you know, so I'll link this up. This is from Uncharted Supply. I am down on their survival pack, but their kit itself generally is pretty good for general, I would say, like a junk drawer first aid kit. The thing I like about it, it is well labeled. So anybody can go in here, whether it be somebody in the family or somebody that's visiting, and they can come in and see exactly what I'm asking them to grab or what's needed. They can quickly grab those items, use it. Of course, it has general Band-Aids. So if my daughter comes in, a kid comes in with, you know, something going on and they need a quick Band-Aid, we're able to make that happen. Something I think is commonly used in houses. This is just a picture hanging kit, and it has like 225 pieces, all sorts of stuff in here. You got nails and wire and just anything that you think you might need to hang some freaking pictures or make an adjustment to a picture. Then I keep this super small baby Mr. Pen hammer. Pretty sure it's made in China, but I mean, it's not the highest quality. If you look right here, you can kind of see where the metal meets the rubber and kind of how that is not the best looking. But at the end of the day, if you're just using it every now and again, why not? Of course, you're going to be hanging up some pictures. You're going to want a measuring tape. So I really like this fast cap measuring tape. It's 25 foot. The thing I like about it is I have these all over the house. It tells you the measurements no matter the direction you're looking. So if you're looking at it from the top or from the bottom, this thing goes all the way down to an eighth of an inch. I think it actually goes down to it goes down to a 16th of an inch. So you can get great measurements, very precise measurements with this thing. It is only in the standard. So if you need something that's going to be metric or whatever, then you're going to want to buy something else. Another thing that I like about this is it does have the traditional locking mechanism on the side. So obviously when you come out, you can push this button, but on the very bottom of the tool is a push down holder. So you can push down instead of completely locking it in place like you normally would, right? Imagine that you just want to temporarily hold a spot. So now I'm holding this at 10 inches. Okay, I got the measurement and now I can just let it back in. Or if I'm holding it out, I can creep it back in slowly. So that way when I'm allowing the actual tape measure to recoil towards me, I'm not just letting it fly. So imagine 25 feet of tape measure come flying towards your face. We've all had it before. My favorite feature on this thing is the ability to write with a pencil on it. So whatever measurement you just took, so I might want to put 25 feet by 9 inches on here. So now when I write that, and don't mind my crappy handwriting, but now it's on here. You could just simply erase that. This is a carpenter's pencil, but if you want to use a regular pencil, they include a pencil sharpener on this thing. So you can, a normal number 2 pencil, you can use it with a pencil sharpener. I mean, this is just it's a feature packed. And the thing is, even if you don't have an eraser, you can use the oils in your finger to erase whatever you just wrote on the front of that. And then you just wash your hands. I could have kept a torpedo style level in the drawer, but I decided to kind of go with it. It's similar to torpedo style, but it's really more of a rectangle, but it has a magnetic base and I like it. Boom, stick on it just like that. But it gives me very good, quick measurement, accurate. It doesn't take a lot of space in my drawer, and it does have nice soft rubber on either end. So whenever I'm using it, it doesn't, feels nice in the hand. Of course, we get packages and stuff like that. So I keep this little special ops. This uses a very normal utility blade. So I can just change this out, take it in the garage, change this out whenever I need to. And Special Ops is an American company. I think a lot of their products is made in Taiwan. I'm not even sure where this one is made, but I like the feel of it. And my daughter knows she shouldn't be playing with this thing, but it's really easy to use so we can open up a package or whatever we get in the kitchen. Finally, the main part of the drawer is the toolkit that I keep in there at all times. Is an EDC toolkit for a junk drawer. And the crazy thing is I've lived in, I think, 4 or 5 houses in the last 10 years. This kit is put together comprehensively of the most used items that I used whenever I'm doing quick DIY type stuff in my house. So I don't have to come out here in the garage, go in that massive toolbox behind me, or even try to, figure out what tool do I need for a quick task. So the pouch itself is called an Excellent Elite Spanker pouch. This is a made in China pouch. But the thing I liked about it is it was relatively inexpensive. I think it was like $23. So if it's going to be something that I'm carrying on my person every day, then yeah, I might want something that's a little bit maybe made in America or a different brand. But B, this is made of 500D quarter nylon, so it is very durable, even just to be in a kitchen drawer. But oftentimes sometimes it doesn't stay in the drawer like it should. Someone will use it and the kit will end up randomly throughout the house. So I did took the morale patch. They do have an area in the front for morale patches, and I put this one on the front to easily tell that this is my badass EDC junk drawer tool pouch. If we look underneath, I keep a Write in the Rain notebook to also take those quick measurements for whatever we're doing around the house. You can, like I say, you can write it on a tape measure, but sometimes you don't have the tape measure with you. It's still in the drawer, whatever the case may be. And then I keep a carpenter's pencil in here, and I have the pencil sharpener here in the garage. I like this when I'm really trying to write against an object. If I'm trying to write against a picture frame or in a corner, I prefer carpenter pencils. I use it out here when I woodwork here in my man cave. It has 2 more slip pockets. So it has the big slip pocket in the back where I have the Write in the Rain notebook. And then it has 2 additional slip pockets if you wanted to keep some other items in there. So here it does have built-in MOLLE straps, which another reason why this could never live in my bag. You know, it does seem like it has some good stitching for these MOLLE straps and good buttons. I prefer to run my own straps. That way I can run the straps that kind of tuck in versus button closure. But these are, you know, decent to just be sitting in a kitchen drawer. So they also include a little loop here for, you know, whatever you want to might attach this to, and another MOLLE loop here on the bottom. So if we open this thing up, I kept it as simple as possible when it came to my kitchen drawer. These are things that get used, and so I want them to be readily available. So let's just talk about the items that I keep in this pouch, and then we'll finish looking at the inside of this pouch. So here I keep a Vigoroo 19-in-1 ratcheting screwdriver. Now, I really like this screwdriver. My other kit has the Made in America one, which is not ratcheting. The reason I like this one, it breaks down really far. But when I am ready to rock and roll with this thing, I can now reinsert this. It has a protective cover for the bits that live here. And easily, just like that, I'm ready to roll. And they also give you a fatter flathead and Phillips in here. So you got 2 different gauges here. But then there's also more. So you can keep in here 1, 2, 3, 4. So 6 more. So that's 12 more bits just in the inside head of this thing. You got squares, you got T bits, you got hex bits. So it's highly likely that whatever you need is going to be in this kit. And it is almost always that whatever I need is in just this screwdriver. Almost anything that's going on around the house, if there's an issue, I can just grab this one tool, take off, and I know I'm going to be able to handle it. So it does have the nice clicking feature. If you look on Amazon, it seems like a lot of companies OEM this same exact ratcheting screwdriver, SATA. You know, of course, this one, I've never even heard of these peaking Vigoroo or whatever. This easily comes out. And then in the very bottom, if you want to, you can store this bit down in there, or you can leave it all together. I tend to not leave anything in there. Obviously, it won't fit in this kit. So next to that, I keep the Gerber. This is the MP60. I have these things all over the place. Now, instead of keeping a traditional pair of needle nose pliers, I keep the MP60 in here. This is a Made in America Gerber, which is not, you know, sometimes their tools are not made in America. This does have a built-in ruler on both sides. One side has the inches, the other side has centimeters. And then, of course, you know, it does have a 1 flick action, so you can easily flick the actual pliers out. And then there's the traditional needle nose and more traditional plier in the middle and crimpers and all that other stuff. I usually don't need any of that stuff in my house, but it does include one of my favorite parts of the MP600 is you can pull this all the way out. This is not true for all multi-tool. So once you have this out, it actually, for ergonomic purposes, this feels really good to use this with your finger here. I have a Leatherman curl, and the Leatherman curl's great multi-tool, but look how far away my thumb is in comparison to the Gerber. So it's just those small things that I like about this thing. So this is a they call it the military issued Gerber. You can buy these on Amazon, but meaning by that is they don't issue these when we were in the Marine Corps, but these were one of like very few multi-tools which were available in the unit store on base. So there was a store on base where units can go and use their unit credit card and they could buy stuff they needed. So this was the multi-tool that you bought when you went to that store, and then you could issue it to the Marine. So it has a file in it. So another thing is maybe I don't want to take the ratcheting screwdriver with me. I got multiple options for flatheads in here, which is great. You have bottle openers, can openers. You have a Phillips over here. So whatever you might need. And they also include a saw. So Lots of options in this thing, but so I like to use this in conjunction with this Knipex 8603 150 pliers. Now, Knipex, this is a German put together pliers. The thing I like about it is this one tool replaces slip joint pliers and channel locks all in one tool. So now if I need to use, if I need to use the Gerber MP600 to maybe I need some back tension on a nut while I'm trying to like screw down or tighten a bolt, boom, I can do this with both of these tools. But it's just highly adjustable. And I like the fact that it acts like a slip joint and channel locks all in one tool. They have multiple sizes of these. This is one of the best set of pliers I've ever used in my life. I do wish that, channel lock, like the channel lock brand, or Irwin or, any of their competitors would come out with something similar. And if you guys know of something similar by an American made company, let me know, because they're killing it with that. And I really like it. You keep an Olight i3T EOS in here. I got it in the brown color. So something falls down in the kitchen there, like where the kick panel is, right underneath the cabinet. Maybe something falls underneath the refrigerator or whatever the case may be. This just comes in handy. It puts out just enough light. Of course, this is ran by one, I think, AA battery. Let's see what we got in here. Actually, it's just ran by one AAA battery. So, of course, I keep tons of batteries whenever that thing needs to go out. It does have a deep pocket clip carry. If you were to ever want to carry this EDC, it doesn't put out that much light. I wouldn't recommend it for EDC. It is going to be better than your phone's flashlight, but, you can get something better. From another American-made company here is Eklund. Now, these are just some hex keys, but they're in a very small form factor. This goes from 2 all the way up to 8 millimeters. In my garage, I keep the SAE variant, but I don't need that to stay in the house. But if you just want to see, they also have an SAE variant, goes from 3/16 all the way up to 3/8. And they make several different variants if you want to use it. For me personally, it would be overkill to keep both in the kit, but I like this because it is well machined. These feel so sturdy. I don't have to worry about slipping in like a Tecton or the traditional Allen key set or the hex key set. When you're pulling one out, you're slipping one in, and those have ball heads on them, and those are really nice to use, but they grow feet. They get lost all the time. Now I can just grab this thing. If I need to tighten something up, grab it, pull it all the way out. It acts now more like a traditional screwdriver, and I can tighten stuff up. Now, I can use those needle nose pliers, but I was able to snag a very inexpensive set of Craftsman wrenches that I keep in here. This goes from 6 to 13. Does it have any skips? We got 6. It skips 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So this is a pretty decent set, that you can just kind of roll up, keep in there. This is 12 point, not 6 point, but sometimes you just need a little bit more oomph. And just to show you the difference, normally Made in America Craftsman is stamped right on here. So this is the kit that I'm holding in my hand, which feels okay, pretty decent. And this is a Made in America Craftsman that I've had for probably over 10 years now. And it is very clear. They feel completely different from one another. One other thing I keep in the kit is I keep some 5-in-1 anti-corrosion wipes. So these are like lubricants, they're cleaners, they are rust inhibitors, so I use these mainly I know this may sound really dorkish, but every now and again, I like to go around to the hinges throughout my house and spray those with WD-40 to kind of clean out the gunk, and then the dust and all that stuff that settles within those hinges. And then I'll come behind with some silicone, which lubricates the hinges. And I'll also wipe down those hinges afterwards. And so I'll use these on outdoor hinges and all the other stuff just to try to prevent any type of erosion, and I can use these to clean up stuff. So I like to just keep these on hand. They're not a necessity, but you kind of have room in this. Now you can kind of see the entire pouch. On this side, it has a slip pocket. It has one zipper pocket. It has those 3 slots that we saw here. This side, no zipper pockets. It just has 3 slip pockets, whatever you want to put inside of there. So it's a decent little kit. It does have some YKK zippers on here. All right, so that's it, man. Tell me, what do you keep in your nice and neat, organized kitchen drawer. It's no longer a junk drawer, right? Maybe you keep pens or scissors and stuff like that. Those items, they eventually rotate in and out of my drawer, and then I come in and I clean it up. But what are some things you think are important for like that EDC kitchen junk drawer type stuff? Listen, if you're not a subscriber, we would love for you to join the battalion. Just click that button down below. Come join us. We would love to have you. For everybody else that has been here before, thank you for coming back. In the meantime, we'll speak soon.